Chapter 38. Matthias huddled deep in Dungling's nest. He shuddered more comfortably, wiggling to get further into the dried moss, down feather and soft grass. During the night, a wind had sprung up. He peeped over the rim of the nest. It was a gray day of some kind, often out of too brilliant start of the early summer. Clouds scudded nose to tail across the sky. Though it was not raining, the wind was still quite warm. Nevertheless, the eaves of the roof cracked, magnified the sighing and moaning of the vagrant winds, driving the young mouse back into the dormitory. Matthias thought of the neat, cozy little bed, and a wave of homesickness swept over him. Would he ever sleep in it again? A lazy flutter of wings announced the mother sparrow's arrival. Matthias, mouse a sleepyhead, get up. Things to be done this day. Matthias stretched and yawned, scratching upon the collar. Good morning, Dunling, he said politely. What things are to be done today? The sparrow settled herself down. She looked gravely at the young mouse. Today Matthias escaped sparrow court. Me make plan. King not right to keep mouse prisoner. Matthias was suddenly wide awake. The sparrow had his undivided attention. A plan? What sort of plan? Oh, please tell me, Dunling. The mother sparrow explained. First, no can go back through loft door. King much angry. He have many great slate pile on door. Stop intruders. Door not open again, me think. Matthias whistled. Well, the crafty old sparrow. But how am I going to get back down? Do you think you can fly me down in some way? You're bigger than Warbeak. Dungling immediately squashed the idea. Matthias thought crazy. Even Warbeak and Dungling together, not able to do that. Sparrow very light. Maybe strong beak, claws, but wings small. Not like great birds. Fall like stone, carry mouse. Sometimes even worm too heavy. Carry in bits, 2-3 journeys. Matthias began to apologize for his ignorance, but the mother sparrow cut him short. Dunling, think plan. Pay attention now. Me send Warbeak to tell old gate mouse. How you call? Athusla? Good. My egg chick, she tell old mouse to get big red squirrel. Bring plenty climb rope. When she see you on roof, she climb up. Help Matthias mouse down. Why, of course, cried Matthias. What a splendid idea. I wouldn't be a bit afraid with Jess there to help me down. But what about the king and his warriors? If they see me, I won't stand a chance. Dungling waved impatiently. The next part of plan. Pretty soon Warbeak come back. She tell this time squirrel me to you good. Then Dungling whisper a big lie fib to other sparrow. It soon spread. Matthias puzzled. Spreading lies, what good would that do? Dungling preened her feathers, smiling craftily. Great fib a lie. Me whisper a bit here, there. Giant poison teeth say. Him lying hurt down in mossflower trees. Look to die. Poison teeth have sword with her. You see. Matthias gazed in admiration at Warbeak's mother. Well, I never. You are going to spread a rumor that the snake has sword and is dying down in the woods. Amazing. I can picture it now. Bull Sparrow will go chasing straight there with all his warriors. Meanwhile, I will escape out of the roof, correct? Donnelly nodded. Matthias steel belt, sword case, quick fast. Climbed down off roof with the red squirrel. The young mouse could not meet the mother sparrow's eyes. He was so overcome with guilt and shame. Dungling, I'm sorry. How did you guess? The sparrow placed a claw upon his paws. Me know all the time. Matthias mouse not come to bring my egg chick safe home. Come for sword, not get sword. All the same, belt case belong mice. You must take away. These things trouble for sparrow. Husband dead because of sword. Dungling clasped Matthias's paw warmly. Dungling like mouse. You good friend to my Warbeak. Me think she dead till you bring back. Me help you steal case, belt. Matthias was lost for words. He laid his head against the mother sparrow's soft feathers, brushing a tear from his cheek. Warbeak came fluttering and bustling in. Wind much strong blow. Old mouse say he tell squirrel Jess. You come out on roof when Josabel ring lunchworm. Squirrel Jess meet there with climb rope. Matthias scarcely tasted the food that Warbeak had brought back. His mind was focused on a plan. It was extremely hazardous. There would be great danger not only for himself but also for his sparrow friends. Supposingly Bull Sparrow took belt and sword case with him. What if the king left them behind but hid them in a new place? Would Jess Squirrel be able to catch sight of him? If he did not make it out onto the roof, what then? There were so many things that could go wrong. What would Martin the warrior have done in a situation like this? Matthias decided that Martin would have put on a brave face and trusted in a warrior's luck, and that was precisely what he was going to do. Dungwing looked at the nest an hour before the Joseph bell tolled lunchtime. She had started spreading a tale of the snake. Rumors were often circulated among sparrowfolk. All it took was a few chosen whispers in the right places. Pretty soon the court of King Bull Sparrow would be in an uproar. Later, when it all turned out to be nothing, nobody would remember who had started the rumor. It had always been the same with the sparrow. Matthias passed a miserable few minutes in the nest with Warbeak. When the false news broke, the young sparrow would have to fly along with King Bull and the other sparrow warriors. The two friends might even never see each other again. However, there was little time for emotional farewells. Outside the nest, pandemonium was sweeping the sparrow court. Dungwing had performed her task well. A loud thrumming like a heartbeat of many wings against the wooden floor filled the air. King call all the warriors, Warbeak mumbled. Gotta go now. Me meet Matthias Mouse again one day. Warbeak undid the collar. It fell from Matthias' neck. Mouse friend set me free. Now me set you free. Warbeak go now, Matthias. Good worm hunt. They shook paws to claw. The young mouse said his farewell with sparrow language. Matthias look for Warbeak. See someday. You go now. Be brave, egg chick. Mighty sparrow warrior. Great friend. A swift rush of wings and Warbeak was gone. Matthias kept his head well down inside the nest. He listened as the flapping of wings and chirping of sparrows grew less and less. Finally there was silence. Dungwing popped up her head over the rim of the nest. Matthias, come quick. No lose time. Together they hurried through the deserted sparrow court. Dungwing knew that there were mothers in every nest with small chicks. These birds remained quiet out of sight when there was no warriors about to defend them. Matthias and Dungwing pushed hastily past the scrap of sacking that served as the door of King's chamber and began their search. The scabbard had gone from the back of the chair. Oh, I just knew it, Matthias cried. That sly old bull sparrow had taken it with him. Dungwing shook her head. No, me see King go. He not take belt or case. Search hard. We must find plenty quick. Their chamber was so sparsely furnished that it required very little searching. Dungwing floated about, but Matthias became discouraged. Oh, what's the use? It's gone, all gone. There's only bits of half-finished food, old slates, butterfly wings, and a stupid old chair. In its restoration, Matthias gave the sagging armchair a hefty shove. One of the legs collapsed and fell backwards, revealing a cross latex straps of hessian on the underside. Dungwing hopped on the unturned chair, twittering with exultation. Look, see. King hides stuff under old worm chair. Through the cross-haired lecherous, Matthias could see the shine of old black leather and silver. Hastily he ripped and tore with the beak and claw and paw. Dust of it and age, stuffing flew everywhere. Matthias triumphed, pulled the scabbard and sword belt free of the records. It was a supple, shining black leather, cased and trimmed with the purest silver. The scabbard fitted perfectly on the well-made holder on the belt. This was truly the equipment which had belonged personally to Martin the warrior of Redwall Abbey. No time for mouse-dream. You hurry quick. Matthias paid full heed to Dungwing's plea. Sweeping the belt and scabbard up, he slung across his shoulder. I'm with you, Dungwing. What's next? The usual way for sparrows to leave the court was to fly out from under the eaves. Not being a sparrow, Matthias felt his stomach turn a cartwheel at the prospect of what he must do next. He would have to go on his back under the eaves, and with nothing beneath him but a heart-stopping void of space, negotiate his way out and around the curved gutter to reach the steep upward sweep of roof. The first mistake he made was to peep over the edge of the eaves. Far, far below, the abbey grounds looked like a spread-out pocket of a handkerchief. The great wall represented its border. The blustering, howling winds pinned flat his ears, and forcing the breath back down his throat, Matthias giddily covered his eyes with a paw. He felt physically sick at the mere thought of it all. It's no good, Dungwing. I'll never be able to do it, he gulped. The mouse sparrow picked him sharply upon a paw. Matthias Mouse go to do it. You go, you mouse worm. King Bull come back, he kill you. Huh, methinks you warrior. So did I until I saw how high this lot is, Matthias wailed. Dungwing patted him with a reassuring claw. You go get a climb rope. Bring here, I show how. The young mouse rushed headlong back to the nest, rummaging in the haversack. He found a stout climbing rope. Dungwing was waiting for him. She tied it firmly around his waist. Matthias tested the knot apprehensively as the sparrow told him what she was supposed to do. Me fly out on roof. Hold other end of rope plenty tight. You swing out, no worry, me pull you up. Gasping the rope in her beak, Dunglin flew out of the roof and braced herself. Matthias, come now. Me ready, she called. Don't think about it, Matthias told himself aloud. Just do it. Climbing for dear life to the rope, he launched himself over the edge of the eaves. Matthias closed his eyes. His heart seemed to stop as he dropped. The rope went taut and he suddenly came to a halt. The boisterous wind buffeted him like a feather. He gritted his teeth and began pulling up, paw over paw, not being able to reach the wall for the help as the rope was held outwards by the projecting gutter dangling him out in space. Good climb, Dunwin, have plenty rope, held tight hold. The sparrow called out from the roof, her voice muffled by the wind. Matthias's paw quivered at the strain of hauling his own body weight. He strode gallantly upwards, reaching for the gutter. It took the young master's courage to let go of the rope and grab for the thin, curving edge. Nerving himself, he did it with one clean move, clamping his paw heavily upon the weather-worn sandstone groove. Under the unexpected weight, it crumbled and broke. Matthias plunged downwards. His feet where his head had been a second before. A chunk of stone hurtled past him on the flight to earth. The rope went taut with a jolt that drove the breath from him. Matthias dangled at the rope's end for a moment, then he began to slip slowly down. Above him on the roof, Dongwin had lost her footing. The sparrow's claws screeched on the grating on the roof slates as the weighted rope pulled her downwards on the steep slope. Dongwin leaned back, trying to dig her claws into somewhere on the inexorable slide. The broken gutter edge loomed up, surprisingly bringing with it a desperate chance. With lightning speed, Dungling tugged hard on the rope, gaining a little slack. Giving a slightful flick, she jammed the rope in the niche of the broken stone. It slipped for a moment, then held. Flying out, Dungling took a few extra turns upon the rope, locking it firmly off on the projecting edge. Leading out of the end, the sparrow flew downwards underneath Matthias. She started pushing him upwards. Matthias climbed as he had never done before. Aided by Dunwin, he made it. Two things happened at once. He grabbed the gutter just as a sharply new broken stone sawed upon through the rope. Snap! Grab! As the rope parted, Matthias clung to the gutter. With Dunwin pushing as she flew upwards, he scrabbled over the edge of the gutter and rolled inwards to safety. Dunwin joined him. They both lay completely exhausted as the wind howled about them, stunned by the danger they had come through. The mother sparrow was first to recover. She drove her mouse friend relentlessly to his feet. Matthias, come, hurry. We waste time. The climb of the sloping roof was extremely treacherous. Slightly unhinged by the perilous advance, Matthias giggled to his friend. It's all for the average day's work of a warrior. No use of a warrior worrying, ha ha ha. Taking into account loose slates, buffeting wind, and the occasional slide backwards, Matthias reckoned he'd done pretty well to gain the roof ridge. He straddled it with both feet, gazing straight ahead at the north point of the weather vane. Dungwing fluttered above him. She saw a look of achievement upon his face and ruffled his ears with her claw. Matthias Mouse, we gotta go now. No can help anymore. Take care. Good worm hunt. Dungwing flew off to her nest back at the court of King Bull Sparrow. Matthias pressed forwards along the roof ridge. He could not forget Dungwing and her egg chick Warbeak. Friends in need are friends indeed. Bracing himself against the weather vane, Matthias shielded his eyes and peered down at the abbey grounds. Staring from there, she began to systematic search upwards. Most of it was too far below to make out anything clearly. The Joseph bell boomed out the lunch hour. At first, Matthias could not be certain. He slitted his eyes and looked hard. A small dark blob was definitely making its way up, and looked hard. He waited until the bated breath as it came nearer. It was Jess Squirrel. Clinging to the weather vane with one paw, Matthias jumped out and up and down in French. He waved frantically, shouting at the top of his voice, Jess, it's me, Matthias. Hurry up. Oh, please hurry. Jess was trying her best, but from the start she had been handicapped by her big, curling bush of a tail. The rude wind swept it about playfully, so she could just not stop her own tail from dragging and pushing her hither and thither. The champion squirrels climbed vainly onwards. Normally she would not have attempted to climb under such blowy conditions. She concentrated hard on the ascent. Matthias's voice had not reached her across the vagrant wind, but somebody had heard the young master shout, King Bull Sparrow. Having found neither sword nor snake, the king had become peeved and bad-tempered. He issued orders to the search party that they had to stay on the floor of the woods until they found something. Meanwhile, he must go back to Sparrow Court, where he had said there were something important matters to attend to. Bull Sparrow flew away from the woods, secretly relieved. Only a reflection did he not fancy a second meeting with the giant Poison Teeth, whether he was alive or dead, or just pretending, as Poison Teeth often did. Muttering and grumbling to justify himself, the king flew upwards to his court under the roof. "Jess, look! I've got the scabbard." Bull Sparrow's maddened eyes glanced upwards to the weather vane. It was the accursed mouseworm, waving and shouting with the sword case and belt slung about him. He saw it all now. He had been tricked, duped. Maddened by his own berserk rage, Bull Sparrow flew straight upwards. When he was high above the young mouse, he dropped like a stone, right on target. Matthias screamed aloud in agonized terror as the king's beak buried itself into his shoulder. Instinctively, he lashed out with his free paw and struck Bull Sparrow in the eye. At the king, the fierce claws almost lifted Matthias from the weather vane as the king gripped the belt, trying to drag him off. Letting go of the weather vane, Matthias battered at King Bull Sparrow's head with both paws. He felt his feet leave the rope as the maddened sparrow heaved away at the belt, causing the scabbard to become disarranged. It flopped down across the young mouse's face. In a fighting fury, Matthias grabbed the scabbard. He'd used it like a sword, smashing it in one mercilessly twice and thrice upon the king sparrow's face. The force of the blows from the mighty sword case knocked Bull Sparrow senseless. He toppled from the roof out into space. Matthias screamed in panic. The king's claws were still caught fast in the sword's belt. Below, Jess Squirrel clamped a paw across her mouth in horror. She heard the scream and saw Matthias and Bull Sparrow topple from the roof, locked together by the sword belt. They fell outwards into space from the topmost point of the abbey roof.